Shalom, Yasher Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chadash. Double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp. And I wanted to do this lesson based on an article that I read online of the United States returning 1,400 artifacts, that looted artifacts, and they just recently classified them as a looted artifact, was returned to India, and it's a $10 million so-called artifacts that they have, right? And the point is that Esau has no problem restoring what he took to these heathen nations. You know, the so-called Japanese still get reparation paying for getting in internment camps, okay? And y'all can see where I'm going with this. The so-called lickle hats over there in our land, you know, get paid almost 2,800 plus per citizen, I think it is right now, and that's just what they tell you, so it's probably more. And there's other benefits included as well as automatic dual citizenship, you know, all types of things. You know, so the point being is that these nations are getting taken care of, and the Israelites are nothing but being taken advantage of, using us for our inventions, our talent, and then telling us to kick rocks once they get the patent on it, once they have ownership of it, you know. And if they can't get ownership, they're going to off the Jake and take what he has. You know, if he doesn't want to get down, he's going to get laid down. Type of society where we'll never get ahead. You know, and I wanted to get this article, but I wanted to read the scripture first. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. That's you northern and southern kingdom, representing the Israel. This would be like the so-called Latino, native indigenous tribes looking, and then you'd have the kingdom of Judah, children of Judah, which would be the so-called black, which there's no black person on this earth. That's a play on words that Esau, you know, put. But continuing, there's the tribe of Judah, which would be the southern kingdom, and they would be the so-called black Negro tribes that you see West Indies, African American, but not the Hamite over in Africa, talking with the weirdo languages, eating cow doodoo and talking to each other like with the clicks and shit, you know? So not those people, man. These people were oppressed together. That's why you see in that picture, there's a Gadite next to a so-called runaway slave man, and they're both holding rifles because they were fighting together against a common enemy, Esau, Edom. This is continuing, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And holding fast was like you're holding it very tightly, like it's not going to let go. Like something could happen, like hold fast. It used to be like a saying among sailors, because when the sea would get rough, you know, you'd have to grab something, you know, hold fast, you know, and hold on to it, you know. So that's what it's saying, because these nations, once they start getting, and once they have control over Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they do nothing but overcharge them, overwork them, and underpay them if they get paid at all. Up until recently, Jake has barely been able to be called a so-called free man, you know, being able to hold a so-called job by an employer, which is just another fucking way that makes everybody a damn slave in this fucking system that we have to, you know, live in under Esau, Edom, and the rule, working for the dollar, you know, constantly having to work, which is, we know, part of the curse is mainly because the scriptures say that off the sweat of your brow you will work, you know, but we're not working to live. We're working to survive in Esau society, man. So he has built it to the point where no man can really get comfortable. He's always going to have to rely on him for everything, you know, and that's why you can't even build your own fence in your backyard without going to the city first to make sure that you can get a permit, to make sure that it's somebody can come out to make sure that you don't hit any utility lines, which, you know, understandable, because Esau builds his shit on top of each other like an idiot, thinking nothing's going to happen. But then they got to make sure, is it high enough? Oh, it's a 6 foot fence rule. But if it's 7 foot, oh no, you got to take it down. And then they will, and they'll charge you. And so, what type of life do we have when we can't even put a stake in the ground behind your backyard? But continuing, I wanted to make it in the point because we don't get any breaks in this society. Especially the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man, and especially more than any of the tribes, the so-called tribe, or Salakia, not the so-called, the tribe of Judah, which would be the so-called black man today. And so I wanted to get this article real quick. This is the United States returns 10 million worth of cultural artifacts to India, aka Elam. And as you can see, it was just a bunch of fucking idols, probably some pagan ass shit. But they're like, here, you can have this. But this is the United States has returned more than 1,400 looted artifacts valued at 10 million to India, marking a significant cultural restitution effort. Oh yeah, because Elam really needs more help right now. Among the items repatriated, repatriated. I don't know how to fucking say that. Repatriated were pieces previously displayed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, now recognized as stolen. Oh, now they recognize it stolen. It's 2020 fucking 4. And now, how long ago was the British over there having the conquest and how America got them? What were they doing? How'd they get to America? Continuing. This initiative reflects growing U.S.-India collaboration under a new agreement aimed at streamlining the return of cultural heritage and curbing the illicit trade of antiquities. But it's in the United States possession, so where would the illicit trade come from? Anyways, I wanted to make this point because you see how quick these other nations turn over what they've stolen. But let me give you an example of what I know personally that is something that these heathen nations won't even give you, Issachar. This is, I don't know if the Jakes out there know about Montezuma's headdress, but Austria actually has it in their possession right now. And I'm going to read through, and this is all stuff that is accurate because this is what I know about it. And I was just double checking and to make this edifying lesson to show you that, they have it. But let me first start with an image. If no one has ever seen the Montezuma's headdress, this is it. It's obviously very elegant headdress, and Jake was very, stylish, and that's how we the people anyways. The point being, it's a very beautiful piece. But I wanted to read a couple of these things because there's a reason that it's not in Mexico right now. It's in fucking Austria. I'm going to read some of this stuff. This is the headdress, also known as the Penacho of Montezuma II, is currently housed in the Welt Museum Wien in Vienna, Austria. Location: the headdress is on display in the Ethology Museum, now known as the Welt Museum Wien. History: the headdress was acquired by Austrian Archduke Ferdinand II von Tyrol in 1596, and Esau first came over here in 1492, So this gift was passed around and taken care of and transported to Vienna in the late 19th century. The headdress is a source of dispute between Austria and Mexico and is important to Mexican national and indigenous identity. Requests for return. Mexico has requested the headdress's return, but Austria has refused. Austria claims that the headdress is too fragile to travel safely and would require a plane nearly the size of 3 football fields. What the fuck? Man, this is how stupid Esau's shit is, man. And this is why, man, I mean, obviously, yeah, this is a judgment, but it just goes to show you that we are always cursed, even if our shit's all the way over there in Vienna, Austria. Anyways, and we had to make a replica. Look, a replica. A replica of the headdress was created and installed in Mexico City in 1940. So we couldn't even have our own shit back. We had to make it again and say, oh yeah, this is what it looked like. No, but this is not what it is, man. So these fucking demons, man. And I know a little bit more about this because they say it's too fragile, but do you know what? It's actually not because it's too fragile, but it's because Mexico as well, because Austria will not return Montezuma's headdress, uh, Mexico is not returning a carriage full of gold to these Austrians until they return, um, what do you call it, the headdress, because they say during the time that that carriage was there, even though it was Austria's, he was serving as a Mexican government official, so it's Mexico's. Here, I'm going to show you a picture of it. Mexico, Austria's gold carriage, right here. So this is Slovakia. I should have got this ready, but this is the carriage that it is. This carriage. Sorry, I gotta go to fucking Reddit. This carriage belonged to Maximilian I of Mexico, the monarch of Mexico. He was also driving in this carriage to his execution. He was executed June 19th, 1876. And this thing is like gold. It's gold plated. It's really wild. But we're actually Mexico, I could say, is holding on to it because they're not returning the headdress. So dispute. I want to see if there's an article on this. Anyways, I'm going off on that. I can't find it. So, the point is made. The fact that these people get their things back to them, but our people don't, man. And, that's a part of the curses. And it's the fact that, they don't even make an effort to make a good excuse saying that it's too fragile, man. It's stupid. It's stupid. But I wanted to say another thing too, because that is part of the curses, man. We were going off at that time, and so I wanted to get these scriptures because, we all deserve this, but the fact that it just shows you how much these nations get more taken care of because they're heathens and this is their world, and I wanted to show you that all these nations, have come together to make sure that Israel never comes to their remembrance. Because who knows? There's probably some Hebrew writing in the back somewhere that they don't want to ship over there because we're going to flip it over and look at it and examine it and see oh man, there's a Hebrew writing right here. No, I'm just joking. But I wanted to get this straight to the point. Didn't want to get all this together. But this is Psalms 83, and I'm going to jump all the way to the 4th verse. 3rd verse. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. AKA, what do they call the people in the Americas? The 10 lost tribes of Israel, so-called. And then the hidden ones as well as Judah, waking up to them being the rulers of this, the nation of Israel and the world, under Yahweh Yahushai, the elect King David, as well as the head order, the angels, as well as all that, So this is all coming against us only because we are regaining our identity. And they just don't want us to know who we are. This is verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So I wanted to show you that all these nations are in agreement of one thing. They can agree on this or can't agree on left and can't agree on right. Simple things of earthly, significance of trade wars or whatever. But they can consent together to keep Israel down and make sure that they don't come together, make sure they don't know their history, make sure that the images remain whitewashed, make sure that the information is hidden in the Vatican, make sure that the internet is continually to be scrubbed daily of information that was used to be easily accessible. They make sure that they push the critical race theory and make sure that they don't teach it. They make sure that the new school books that get printed every 2-3 years have the updated PC version of making sure that slavery and what the so-called white man did to us, it was watered down. So they're going to make sure everybody's restored, and people can be taken care of and get reparations here, get reparations there. But when it comes to restoring Israel in any way, shape, or form, it ain't happening. So I wanted to get this scripture because it goes to show you that this is something that is reoccurring, that these nations go and rob us and loot us and they don't give it back. This is Joel 3 and 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried unto your temples my goodly, pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. And that's them looting us, the people first, and then also our temple. And this is the Ark of Titus. The elders and apostles have talked about this, many a times, but if you have not seen it yet, it goes to show you that they're actually carrying the menorah off with them. Let me see if this picture shows up clear. Yep, you see it right here, Salakia. Salakia, these fucking bullshit ads. Anyways, you can see it right here. These are the Grecians taking it away, and Salakia, not the Grecians. The Romans. The Romans taken away when they sacked Jerusalem in 70 AD, and took the temple, showing them they have this, they're carrying, other artifacts. This is, obviously not the ark, because the ark was hidden in a cave, and the cave was sealed up. So this is probably a box with just some treasures in it, So, hey, man, these demons had their way with us, and, had their way with the riches of what we had, man. And, hey, Israel hasn't got their riches back. Like the elder Brock all over there in GMSLA, he always says, man, there should be no so-called poor black man out there, because Judah and Jake has invented so many things, has had so many wealthy so-called ancestors in the back, in Salakia, in their background, in their past, or they are their ancestors. But there's no reason why we should have not being able to be taken care of carnally, in the fact that we have no credit for what we have worked for in so-called making this country great, bringing it up to the modern times of Babylon the Great here in America, So the point being is, these nations get their reparations, they get their stuff returned, but what does Jake get? Shut up, nigga. Get back to the construction site, Spiga. Our people are just looked down, man. And we just a workhorse, so we ain't never gonna get credit here in this world until Yahweh Shai comes, because Yahweh Shai should get his first and will get his first before we're put on any level or restored. So keep that in mind and repent, man, because these are our treasures that we're gonna get back. First and foremost, Yahweh Shai is gonna get his licks first, because this is all Yahweh Shai's first and foremost, but it is his goodwill to give us our inheritance, because Lord willing, we be the elect, because those are a part of his promises. Because it's one thing to, speaking as a man, it's one thing to have a good thing, like, yeah, you're like, I have something that's good, but what's the point if the only person that can enjoy it is you? You want to give it to the people that you love the most. And that's why Yahweh Shai, it has the 144,000 elect, 12,000 from each tribe, because there's an order, there's a rank, you have favorites of everything. So the Lord is choosing his favorites out of the nation, so-called, lack of better words, it is the favorites, the elected. And then the rest of the nation, which he loves as well, but he has his favorite souls that are just set apart, So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying. I know it's kind of all over the place. You got to get excited, man, when, hey, I saw that article and I don't know why, but I got heated. I was like, man, fuck Elon. They get their shit back, and what did it's stolen now, but we know what it is. We know how Esau is. We know that our people aren't going to ever get taken care of on this side, but either way, I hope this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and the sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.